Hey mama, it's me. Um, Today I kind of wanted to talk about faith. We know that faith is the substance of things hoped for and it's the evidence of things not seen. So it's all about faith today. Not the kind of faith that shouts and dances and speaks in tongues and all of that. But it's the kind of faith that you're left with when the miracle that you prayed for doesn't come the way you hoped. Okay. And mama, let me tell you something. I believed God was going to heal you. I believed it. I believed it so bad. The doctors were so negative. As soon as I got off the plane, literally um, just about an hour after you got out of surgery, I just didn't imagine that you had a stroke that left your total left brain totally wiped out. Like, how did you go from me talking to you that morning to that? Oh my gosh. Nevertheless, I believed God was going to heal you. I believed that. I really did. I prayed. I trusted. I stood on faith when everything around me said otherwise. The doctors looking at me like, hey, you need to get, it's just like they had no compassion, no compassion at all, none. I stood on faith when everything else around me said, nope, don't do it. Ah, and when healing didn't look like a miracle. Healing did not look like a miracle. Um, I didn't know what to do with that. Didn't know what to do with it because nobody really prepares you for loving God and still losing what you asked Him to save. You love God, but you lose out on the thing that you asked God to save. Save. Do you get it? Oh, wow. Nobody tells you how to hold faith in one hand and heartbreak in the other. Nobody tells you that. You can't prepare for that. Can't do it. I question myself. I question God. I question whether I did something wrong or I didn't pray hard enough or I missed something that I was supposed to do. And of course, it made me think back to the time, I prayed for Nanny. I prayed for Nanny. I went into warfare and just went all the way in praying for her. And she didn't get healed. God didn't choose to heal her. I prayed for my dad on his bedside, when he had the prostate cancer, and I prayed for him, and I just believed God again. I'm like, do you lay over top of him and just pray and nothing, nothing. And mm, my son, one of my teammates um, in Florida when I was still working there, they reminded me, they said, do you remember how you were praying? So I was in warfare for my oldest son, especially that week of his death. And it's like I prayed for my son for his protection, and he ends up getting killed in a car accident. Like, ooh, baby. Nevertheless, Mama, I learned something slowly that healing doesn't always mean restoration. Sometimes healing is peace when the pain, when the pain should have broken you, right? Sometimes healing is surviving what you didn't think you could survive. I survived what I didn't think I could survive. That, my son was killed. My oldest son, my firstborn son, was killed in a car accident. Like, why? What? I mean, you know, uh, hmm. Sometimes healing is surviving. what you didn't think you could survive. Sometimes healing is God holding you together when everything else is falling apart. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything that I've been through, everything, divorce, whatever it is, everything, people that you thought were your friends turn their back on you. I mean, everything, God has held me together when everything else was falling apart. And so that's why I stand in faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It is the evidence of things not seen. I will stand on it. You know, people say, hey, you're so strong. I'm standing on faith. I'm not doing any of this on my own accord. It is God who is helping me, who is leading me, who is guiding me, who is nurturing me, who is healing me daily, who is keeping me sane, who is keeping my mind. There is nobody but God. Nobody but God. Nobody but God could help me get through this. Oh my God. I don't always understand God's ways, right? And I don't pretend to, but I still believe. I still believe that He was with us, even in the hospital room, even in the silence, even when the outcome wasn't what I prayed for. And today, I still believe God. My faith doesn't look loud. It kind of looks tired sometimes. It looks honest. It looks like still talking to God, even when I don't have the right words. And Mom, if I'm being real, I believe your healing, it didn't end here. I believe it just kind of looks different than I imagined. So today I choose faith again, not because everything makes sense, but because love taught me how. Makes me think that on Him, love lifted me. Love lifted me when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. God's love, your love, the love that you taught me, Mama. Man, Mama, I love you. I love you so much. And I'm still trusting. I'm still trusting, even here, even in the space, even as I think on these things. I'm still trusting, still believing, still standing in faith. Love you, Mama. Talk to you tomorrow.